May the peace and blessings of God the Almighty be upon you. I'm Nasar al-Mahdi, and you're listening to the Divine Jurisprudence, written by the riser Aba Sadiq, from him is peace. The three major Western religions, Judaism, Christianity and Islam, share many core beliefs. All three uphold monotheism, proclaiming belief in the same God, the God of Abraham, Noah and Adam, peace be upon them. They also acknowledge many of the same prophets and messengers, including Moses, Elijah, David and Solomon, peace be upon them. At the heart of each of these faiths is the concept of a divine covenant between God and mankind. According to the Hebrew Bible, God first established a covenant with Adam, followed by covenants with Noah, Abraham, Moses, peace be upon them all. In the New Testament, a new covenant is introduced through Jesus, peace be upon him, and in the Quran, a sixth covenant is revealed through Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his family. Each covenant arose in response to the breaking of a previous one by the disbelievers, and each came with a revised jurisprudence, a new or adjusted set of divine laws. These changes marked an evolution in the expectations God placed upon his people. With each new covenant, the prior laws were either partially or entirely abrogated, and a new legal framework was established. I asked Abdullah, peace be upon him, about the saying of God, "So be patient as the determined ones were." And he said, "They are Noah, Abraham, Moses, Jesus and Muhammad, peace be upon them and upon all the prophets of God and his messengers." I said, "How did they become Ulul Azm?" And he said, "Because Noah was sent with a book and jurisprudence, so all those who came after Noah worked by the book of Noah, and his jurisprudence and his method, until Abraham came with the scriptures. And with willpower, he left the book of Noah, not out of disbelief in it, and every prophet who came after Abraham came forth with the jurisprudence of Abraham, his method and his scriptures, until Moses came with the Torah. With willpower, he left the scriptures, and so every prophet who came after Moses worked by the Torah, his jurisprudence and his method, until the Messiah came with the Gospels. With willpower, he left the jurisprudence of Moses and his method, and so every prophet who came after the Messiah worked by his jurisprudence and his method until Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his family came and brought forth the Quran, his jurisprudence and his method. So his halal, what is permissible, will remain halal until the day of judgment, and his haram, what is impermissible, will remain haram until the day of judgment. So these are the Ulul Azm, those with determination, from the messengers. Adam, peace be upon him, was the first to receive a divine covenant and law. The prophets who succeeded him, Abel, Seth, Enoch, Kenan, Mahalalel, Jared, Methuselah and Lamech, they upheld that original law. When Noah, peace be upon him, was sent, he was initially charged with maintaining the Adamic covenant, but when his people rejected him and broke the covenant, God sent forth the great flood, preserving only Noah and the believers. So in its aftermath, God established a new covenant with Noah, the Noahic covenant, marking Noah as one of the Ulul Azm for having faith and resolve to bring forth a new divine law. By contrast, while the Bible refers to a covenant with David, peace be upon him, it was not one that introduced a new jurisprudence. Rather, it was a divine promise that David's lineage would bear the responsibility of upholding the Mosaic covenant until the advent of the Messiah. Thus, Jesus, peace be upon him, traces his lineage to David, and Jewish tradition holds that the Messiah must descend from David's line. The purpose of this book is to chart the evolution of divine law as revealed through the covenants between God and mankind, beginning with the Adamic covenant and culminating in the Ahmadi covenant. The listener will be able to trace the historical progression of laws, understand which were abrogated and which remained, and comprehend the wisdom behind each transformation. With this knowledge, it becomes incumbent upon the reader or listener to follow each divine law as it is revealed and understood, until abrogated by a newer revelation. No community in history has ever practiced all the divine laws from every covenant. This is a unique distinction reserved for the believers of the seventh and final covenant, foretold to be enacted during the time or during the rise of the Qa'im. The Qa'im, meaning riser, shall rise with a new matter, a new book, and a new jurisprudence, meaning rule, which will be hard for the Arabs. Abi Basir narrated that Abi Ja'far, peace be upon him, said, the Qa'im goes forth judging cases which some of his companions who fought ahead of him in battle reject, and it is the judgment of Adam, peace be upon him. So the riser brings forth the men who objected and strikes their necks. Then he judges the second case, and another people who fought with him in battle shall reject it, and it is the judgment of David, peace be upon him. So he brings them forth and strikes their necks. And then he judges a third case, and another people who fought alongside him in battle shall reject, and it is the judgment of Abraham, peace be upon him. So he brings them forth and strikes their necks. Then he judges a fourth case, and it is by the judgment of Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his family, and none shall reject it. The Qa'im will thus revive and implement the laws from all previous covenants. His companions are expected to accept and adhere to these judgments, but some will resist, believing only the Muhammadan covenant to be valid. Yet the Qa'im comes reminding the people of the verse of the Holy Quran. He has ordained for you of religion what he enjoined upon Noah, and that which we have revealed to you, O Muhammad, and what we have enjoined upon Abraham and Moses and Jesus, to establish the religion and not be divided therein. Thank you for watching, and God bless.